Watch Aficionados, welcome to episode 10.
Yeah, we made it. We made it.
Episode X.
We made episode X. We made it to number 10. And counting. We're not going to stop. No, hell no. What's up, guys?
How you doing, sir?
All good, man. Sitting
I think
here
the
with
three of us want
my
to go to sleep now.
with my drink.
Yeah.
Ready. Bourbon time. Podcast time. Number 10.
Awesome.
Damn.
And I
A
like the
lot going
topic
on.
today. Independent watchmakers. I like that.
We're
You're
going to
welcome.
talk about what we should have been talking about because they don't get enough love, and that's the independents. We should be talking.
Yeah, and for clarification for the audience, we mean independents and not micro brands. We are keeping those separate. We will probably have another episode one day about micro brands, but I think now we mean like real independents, really, established.
So
Yes.
let's give the
Yes.
actual definition of the independents. Not the Crown, not those guys.
Omega.
Yeah.
Not Invicta, not
Oh, Jesus.
Not Grand Seiko.
No,
not Grand Seiko.
Not Seiko.
no. Even
Not-
though they
not
are
long-
Nothing,
Nat
nothing
Longines.
owned by LVMH,
Yeah.
nothing owned by
Yeah.
Richemont, nothing
Yeah.
owned by
No.
Swatch.
Nothing that your girlfriend might recognize.
correct. We're talking about Moser. We're talking about MB&F. We're
Oh,
talking
there we
about
go.
Neptune.
Oh, wait.
Corn.
My
go big or go home.
My favorite, Grubel. I'm
Oh,
telling you guys.
Oh,
Oh,
well, yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay.
If price is
Yeah.
no object.
I'm just saying. Here's just for the audiences, like and just production numbers. Forget about price or anything else, but production numbers. Vianney Halter, like 60 watches a year. The Crown, 1 million watches a year. That's the difference.
Eventually, the Crown will be making 2 million watches a year, but that's a whole other story.
And there's still going to be
okay,
shortages.
So
It's fine.
And
You're
right.
going
And
back. We're going back. Stop.
And there's still
We're getting
gonna be not
derailed.
enough.
We're getting
But
derailed.
anyway.
That took
So,
3 minutes, boys. Congratulations. It took three whole fucking minutes.
I'll start off then.
Yes.
Okay, I'll start off. So Alex and I, Mariano unfortunately couldn't make it, but Alex and I were lucky enough to be able to see 2 major exhibitions combined in one place of 2 independent brands, and that's kind of what brought the subject on. And it was basically like a retrospective of both the Bethune and Jean.
And I will tell you
And
what,
it
it was amazing to see a company like Watchbox actually take the time to bring out all those pieces and let us basically manhandle them in a nice way, of course, but actually get to feel the weight or the lack thereof, but able to see the actual finishing close up. I was able to rotate the Bethune 2-in-1 and to the 2 different phases, which that was absolutely amazing that it could do that. It was oh my god, there's that movie the 6 Degrees of Separation.
Are you talking about Bruce Willis?
No.
6 Degrees of Separation?
Yeah.
Isn't that Bruce Willis?
No, it's the one that Will Smith is basically he fakes his way into $1 million family penthouse, and he says that he was robbed, and this whole thing, the whole movie basically he's there to con
It's
them.
like the 90s. I just
It's like
93. That's why I remember it.
Well,
nobody's
sorry.
alive then.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Wow.
Well, this whole long story that I'm trying to get to is that in the film, there's this fake artist that has 2 sides to his paintings. One is crazy and chaotic, very Jackson Pollocky, and the other side is very organized, very Water Lilies-esque type thing. And the idea of owning one of these is you could flip it depending on your mood. So chaos control. That's how they sell it in that film. And it always stuck with me. And, JLC, that's kind of what you see with it when you do reversals and stuff like that. But this was absolutely to a different level. One side was what we know as De Bethune, with this amazing finishing and that exotic, almost like Picard-esque communicator Star Trek logo in the center. It was
The Starfleet logo.
yeah. It was absolutely gorgeous. And then the other side was completely control. It was the most exquisite and most beautiful finishing. It's such an elegant piece. And it was mind bending, the fact that you could have such polar opposites from one to another. It was gorgeous. That
is
right
that
there
your
holding
next conquest?
No, it's 300 and no, how much? 285 grand.
Come on. It's a drop in a bucket.
It's 285 grand. No way. That was way too much.
Again, so
granted,
talking about numbers
it
like
deserves
that,
it. It deserves it. It absolutely deserves
100%.
it.
Agree.
100%.
When you're talking about the independence and the flexibility they have for creativity,
Yeah.
and not just creativity, 'cause
Kandinsky.
you could
You could just the artist just
draw.
came back to me. The fake artist that was in the film. Sorry.
Okay.
It was gonna fuck me up until I remember.
I mean, Kandinsky is a real artist. Well, was. I'm
Yeah.
dead. But
Okay. But not the chaos control thing.
No, but not everybody can do that.
Yeah. Oh my
I
god.
mean, you can draw something on paper, but
I really appreciate it, and the fact that they let us hold it, and we were able to see it, and we were able to actually do the hinge mechanism and flip one to the other. It was and it was one of those like erotica moments, because just when you think it couldn't get any better, you start it up, and then you realize, holy shit, it's a deadbeat movement. That's it. Like here, take my card.
damn.
Yeah.
See, I knew it. You bought it, didn't you?
No, I did not
no,
buy
he didn't
it.
buy anything.
No.
Yeah, you wouldn't be on this podcast
I
right
wouldn't.
now if you did. You'd be dead.
No, I'd be like in a picture of the back of a milk carton.
Missing. Please find Alex the Collector. We're looking for his ass.
But it was gorgeous. And FP Jordan was there too.
Yeah, let's just throw him in as a side thought.
Well, no. I mean, the watch is obviously not the man. But,
No, the watches.
The thing is that the Fume stuff was really out because the CEO of the Fume was there, whereas the Jordans were kind of all in glass. You had to ask for it. Not that they wouldn't show you stuff, because they did. Even then, they came out to me and they're like, "Oh, they had split second Jordan Chrono," and they're like, "I can't remember
in platinum."
What Jordan calls it in platinum, and they're like, "Just feel the weight of this."
Yeah.
And like, it was like trying. My joke was like trying to like grab Mjolnir, but if you're not worthy, you can't really, like, it's so heavy that you can't.
It's a brick.
Did you say that joke
Yes.
to the
That's
man
like
whose last name was
joke.
Thanos?
Yeah.
It's not ironic at all.
No, I wasn't. I didn't say it to Josh. I said it to somebody else.
Okay,
Yeah.
'cause that'd be funny.
That would be. But, it is John.
Yeah.
So,
So FP Jordan, split second chrono in platinum.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a trifecta.
again, now FP Jorn, for those listening, is getting a lot of love
Yeah.
in our world.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other brands that are just as beautiful that are not getting that kind of love, and they should. There's a lot of brands.
So
There's not just one brand.
no. So
Well, also, but I think he also produces more watches. I think it's like 4,000 watches a year. Whereas, like, I don't know how many watches like Romain Gaultier, for example, makes. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, if they make less watches, it's also less exposure. I think it's all right. And they've been making their own watches under their own brand for less amount of time, where Jordan's like over 20 years. So
Right.
there's that as well. I think some of these other watchmakers, used to do other stuff, or you work for other brands or do independent consulting, but didn't have anything with a dial with their name on it. And now that they do, it's a different story. But again, for example, Vianney Halter is getting a lot of love right now, but that's not because people were appreciating the watches. Okay, that's because not the general public, but the general watch public learned that when Shatner went into subspace, because it wasn't really space, but whatever, he was wearing the Vianney Halter deep space resonance. And so now people are like, oh, that's the watch I want, because that's what Shatner wore to space, and yeah. So, but it's getting love for the
that's
wrong
what
reasons.
Shatner wore to space.
Yeah, for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Again, it's marketing. Put it on the
agree.
wrist of
More
someone.
merchandising, more merchandising.
If you look at the video, if you see a video of that watch, like the mechanism just working, it's like two balances stacked one on top of the other. It's basically like a mirror of each other, rotating. So obviously, them themselves are moving as balances do. Then obviously independently, but together, right? When it was resonance, and then at the same time, that whole bridge
the name.
spins. Yeah,
Hence the name.
and then that whole bridge spins, and then separately that bridge that spins is also rotating around the dial.
Like a Jacob.
No, not like a Jacob. Again, Jacob has something. Again, not that I would wear them, but Jacob, for example, the Bugatti Chiron watch is amazing to look at. I haven't seen one in real life, but just the videos and everything.
I have. It's
you see one in real life?
Yeah, it's cool.
It is amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is
It's got
big and
shocks
it's
and
chunky.
everything. It's got like-
and it's
yeah,
big
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
chunky. And if you see it at the right angle, the way that they did the where the heads go for the engine, it goes into like this frosted almost look. It's gorgeous. Yeah.
You can see all the cylinders, from what I understand, have the same firing order in terms of movements as the car does.
Yeah, but
that's pretty cool.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
I feel a little left out in this conversation. I did not attend this event. I did not get to manhandle anything. I'm really pissed.
Oh, you could take me out to dinner.
The Jacobs weren't there. Yeah, but that's why Jacobs and Yanni Halters and they weren't there.
I have to take you out to dinner to manhandle you?
That's not true, though.
Exactly. That just comes with the territory. It's all good. You're a cheap date anyway.
I am a cheap date. I see we just lost John.
Yeah.
No. You know what'd be cool? Moser. See, Moser, I think, is one of the best brands if you want to get into independence.
I love Moser.
Love them. And they've become mainstream enough that if you are only collecting the big houses, it's one of those that you could venture off and you still feel okay getting one of their pieces.
And they're beautiful.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
The Pioneer,
they're absolutely gorgeous.
They have so many models that are really attainable.
Yeah.
The price is
Think about
not
it. It's not
ridiculous.
at all. And you got a gorgeous Fume dial.
Yep.
Amazing finishing on the movement.
Yep. Agreed.
And it's an independent.
Unless you want the cheese watch.
I want the cheese watch.
I
want that cheese watch.
Edition of the Alp watch.
No, I'm not a fan of the Apple Watch one. I've seen it.
Alp.
Huh?
Alp. ALP. That's what it's called.
Alf? Didn't he go back to space? He went back home.
Not Alf.
What?
Alp.
Oh. Is that what it's called?
Like the mountain system. Yeah, it's called the Alp watch.
Oh, okay. The Alp watch.
So,
sounds like a Seiko alpinist.
The Vanta Black was cool.
The Vanta Black was cool.
Yep.
The Vanta Black was really cool for Vanta Black reasons.
Right.
Correct.
But again, for what, 20 grand? Under 20? You could get a traditional Pioneer with the green or the blue Fume dial.
Yeah.
And you're in the club.
Yeah, I think they're like around 9 or 10. And you can buy a pre-owned for less than that.
They're
I've
10
seen
grand?
them. Yeah,
I
I've
thought
seen
they were
them.
more than that.
No, retail.
No, they're like they're in their high teens, aren't they?
They're trading well though. Okay.
Are they?
Anyways.
I don't. Yeah.
Or they were.
We're gonna look it up.
See, that's why we have a watchmaker here, because pricing, accurate pricing. Please hold.
Actually, Watchbox.
Okay.
Speak of, they have a bunch of pre-owned. 13, 13.9, 11.9.
Oh wow. Okay.
16 in gold, 13.
Okay, so teens.
Yeah.
So I was
low
right,
teens, low teens, low teens. Yeah, but I was thinking high teens. But
Big turbine
listen,
on.
16. Not for you're not gonna get a turbo for 16.
No, that one's 37.9.
That's still not bad. But think about it. For 13,
the Streamliner?
what's 13 grand? Pioneer?
Pioneer.
Okay. For 13 grand, you could get a Pioneer. Because if you have 13 grand and you're looking at H. Moser, you have other stuff from the big houses. So what are you going to do? Buy a gray market Rolex? No. You want something classy, something dressy. You want to go into independence,
Correct.
which is what we're talking about here. And all of a sudden, like, holy shit, this Moser is really obtainable.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And, you know, it's modern enough that if you're, I don't want to say hipster, but if that's your style, it works. It works.
No, those Fume dials are killer.
It's gorgeous. They're gorgeous.
Yeah. What else are you going to buy for that price? That's not, again, like you said,
it just doesn't bring a pork pie
not
hat, but you know, you can
big
make do.
player, small player.
Yeah.
That makes everything. I mean, and their story is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
You know, they're no longer stamping Swiss made on the dial.
I love that. That brought so much attention to them.
Yes, it did.
When they did the Trump-esque hat that did make Swiss great again.
Yep.
Oh, that was brilliant marketing, and then the cheese one with the acrylic and the cheese, and then the cowhides. Oh,
love
amazing.
it.
Absolutely amazing.
And that was an actual piece of cheese.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they got a piece of Swiss cheese. They got what was it, like acrylic, and that's it. John has it. John has it. That's awesome. Of course
he has it.
Make Swiss watches great again. I love that.
Make Swiss made great again.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
And Edouard is awesome.
Yeah, I have not had the pleasure.
Yeah, awesome dude.
Very cool.
Edouard, if you're listening, you're a fucking awesome dude.
Yeah, I love your pieces, man. Really do.
No, and I was going to say, did you see, speaking of stuff that came out, Chapek introduced a new watch, Titanium, and it's expensive, obviously, more expensive than Moser, but it's 36. So
I guess that's something we need to get out of the way for all of our listeners. Guys, if you want to get into independent, right off the bat, it's going to be more expensive than the big houses. Their ratio is not the same. Their cost is not the same. You're going to be investing more in these names. But you're going to get one hell of a watch. And chances are,
I mean, if you look at what like this movement looks like, I'm looking at it right now with the micro rotor. Okay, micro rotor's not gold.
But it's one of those things that they have to understand. Like with the exception of the event that we went to, you will never see that many FP Journes, Debethunes, APs. What else did we see? Grubel. What else did we see?
Grubel. They make like 5 watches a year. Yeah. It's really hard to see that stuff.
In the same room. Guys, in the same room. I had a tray with a dozen Debethunes in front of me.
New York or London. Or maybe Paris. And go to watch gatherings.
That's what I'm saying. No. I'm saying outside of this. You're never going to see... When was the last time you saw anything other than a traditional sub or a Seamaster out in the wild?
Yeah,
even a Speedy, you don't see it that often.
No, rarely. No. Listen, I mean, when they had the Miami, in the design district, when they had a couple of weeks ago, the car show, whatever they want to call it. Okay, so one of the people I was with was like, "Oh, you stopped this guy." He's like, "Oh, that's a great paddock," and the guy had a white gold blue dial Aquanaut. You don't see that every day.
Yeah. Okay.
But that was a huge gathering of a lot of people looking at expensive cars.
So even to me, that's not like, oh wow. That's okay, cool. You have money. That's basically it. It's not.
Yeah, but it's white gold and not steel.
No. I'm not saying it's not. And if you tilt it and there's a little diamond on the bottom, then you go, holy shit. I get that.
The paddock G spot.
Yeah. If you're listening, if you have a platinum, then the platinum has a little diamond on the bottom. That's what I'm getting to. But that's not the point. The point is that at the end of the day, it's a beautiful Patek. It's still a rare piece. I'm not taking that. But when was the last time you saw an Urwerk in the wild when you were in an event?
Not that long ago at an event that I went to.
Yeah,
but anyway, that's a whole different story.
You're ruining my story here.
Sorry.
But I have a point. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know.
There's just
even the Beauvais. Even Beauvais, sorry. That is sold in watches of Switzerland. That's a piece that you don't see that often, that you don't see in the wild. That's somebody that has to enjoy the hand finishing of a dial with the lacquer and the enamel and all that stuff. It is a different type of watch. And you're going to be paying the entry level, air quotes, for a Beauvais that is, no, they have it for, it was low 20s or maybe it was even mid to high 20s. Guys, if you're in the market for one of these solid gold pieces from any of the houses that we're trying not to talk about tonight, which is actually harder than I thought, and you're looking at one of these gold pieces, you could buy a Beauvais and still have money left over for...
But Beauvais's not an independent.
It's LVMH, right?
Swatch.
It's Swatch?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Like in the same way that Bugatti is VW?
Well, I don't think they get their hands into the manufacturing part. They just
that's what I'm saying. They're just...
report.
Oh no! You know what? I'm wrong. It's not Swatch. I don't know where I thought it was Swatch. No, it's not. You're absolutely right. It's independent.
Okay.
Wait a
minute.
I will bite my tongue. Yeah, no. I don't know why I thought it was.
I bite my thumb at you, sir.
I thought they were.
No, but I'm saying it's one of those pieces, and then again, welcome to the club. You're in that piece. I have to say, I don't have it. I don't think I have an independent. I don't. I am a little scared to venture. I'm a little scared to venture off into Grand Seiko. I know that I should. I love their finishing. The black polish finishing, which I cannot pronounce the actual name, is absolutely gorgeous. And I want a Grand Seiko, but there's something holding me back, and that's just a Grand Seiko. Now I'm thinking of these watch brands like the like an MB&F. The wandering what was it? Wandering minutes, hours, whatever it is.
The Legacy machine?
Yes.
The Legacy. I love that. With that balance wheel, dead center, under the crystal.
Yeah.
One.
What's that?
Vintage. Vintage Moser.
Oh, okay. There you go. But,
It's vintage. So, and it looks nothing like modern Moser. Like they look very different to each other. No. It's not a complaint. It's just
no. Factually. And then you have those two extremes of independence. Some are ultra classical looking, and then I think people think of independence
like the Roger W. Smith.
Yes,
the most super classical.
Yeah. But then when
Philippe Dufour.
Yeah. Oh no, Philippe Dufour.
Which you can't get.
Oh hell.
The list is closed anyway.
Yeah, and now we're going a whole other
simplicity.
route
Oh
here.
my God, simplicity.
If you want to go to the ultimate level,
simplicity.
If anybody needs a kidney, slightly used.
Slightly used.
I mean, a Daniels. There you go. That's not the Roger W. Smith / Daniels.
An actual Daniels
pocket watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
An actual Daniels, then you're.
No.
You know.
but those are the two different camps, and then you have the other side, which is the extreme, aggressive, avant-garde type of watches.
Well, you can say the same thing with Jacob and Co. And you go to the other extreme, and the way that's put together, that's crazy.
They're like their jewelry pieces, or like their
they're watches. I mean,
they're watch because they have. To me, they have two lines. They used to have what made them famous was back in the 90s, early 2000s. The World Is Yours collection, the one that had the 5 time zones.
Right.
That shit was funky.
It was funky.
That shit was way
But I'm talking about the new stuff, like The Godfather, like all sorts of
Yeah. And
yes,
then,
I agree with you.
And then they came out with what's it called, the Celestial?
But the 5 time zone was close to quartz, and I was like,
which one?
That's fine, but their new stuff.
Yeah, they came out the Celestial one. Oh my God, gorgeous jewelry making into that. Absolutely amazing. And then you have also the one that looks like actual jewelry, but it's still watch like the one like this girl wore for the Super Bowl. That's completely crusted out with whatever gemstone or whatnot, and then the hours and the minutes are a different color gemstone, and that's how you tell the time. Beautiful.
I'm gonna have to look that up. That was a Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, did you see the new Jacob? You know how like they other brands have done this as well, like the casino type of watches. So they came out with a roulette watch, but it has a system where it actually has an actual ceramic ball that goes around. So the ball's actually moving, like it actually goes and it randomly ends up like roulette.
Reminds me of the
wheel, and it's
days
got a
when I
ball
was
in it.
single.
Playing roulette.
No, when my balls used to end up in different places.
Oh shit!
Swing.
Swing, bada, bada,
For a
bada.
second there, I thought he was going to say he was playing Russian roulette. And I'm like, that's what I was saying. I was playing Russian roulette.
What? No.
I don't think I drank enough for that conversation.
deal with me?
Yeah, I think we need to stick to the independents.
Okay. Well, HYT.
well-
It's another freaky one. Which
HYT.
Or height.
Absolutely.
Is it HYT or is it height?
It's
I can never get a
HYT.
straight
Listen,
answer.
I
can never get a straight
spoke
answer.
for about 20 minutes with their CEO. And
David.
I don't remember his name. I'm really bad with names. The guy was really cool, though. Really cool. And he explained to me the whole working, the mechanism, the way that it works. The whole time he gave me the one that looked like a fractured mirror piece.
I saw that.
Time is Precious, I think they called it. Absolutely gorgeous watch. Absolutely gorgeous watch. And the whole fact that it's all pressurized oil and cool. It is so cool.
The way it pumps
Yeah.
the liquid all the way around. That's awesome.
And it's actually two liquids. One's clear and one's colored. And because of the densities, they don't mix. And you just have that pressure go back and forth. That's absolutely gorgeous. The science behind it it's amazing.
That's genius.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about the independents. They have free reign to do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
They don't have to answer to anybody.
Yeah, but that's one of those pieces that you could never buy as a balling on a budget type thing.
Right.
You have to be an actual collector. You have to be an enthusiast. And you have to be one of these people that, I've made it this far. I could invest in an independent brand
Yeah.
that could do...
Our work is the same, it's the same way.
If you want a good
Yeah.
a good independent brand that we can throw in there, because I do love them, is Oris.
Are
No.
they?
If you wanna buy-
they're too big.
No.
No, well,
Too big.
but
Too
they're
big.
still independent.
Yeah, but it depends because they're giving you can see Paddock. See what I'm saying? And if
They're
not,
nowhere near Paddock. Bite your tongue.
but you understand what I'm saying? Not in that, but I'm saying independent. So independent's not that. Independent is very small production. It's a different type of
Okay, small
it's
production. Okay, I should have clarified the parameters of what we were going to talk about as an independent.
Yeah, because not just independently owned. It's also the fact that they do just stuff differently. Again, and Jordan again is probably the largest independent, and they're at 4,000 watches a year roughly.
Which is still small
That's
amounts.
a lot. If you think about it.
It's a lot of watches.
Yeah.
If you look at
Out
it,
of
there's
one
only
little
365 days
Yeah.
in a year.
Yeah.
So to pump out 4,000 watches a year, you're
It's the
cranking.
number I've heard. I'm not saying it's accurate. That's the number I've heard.
Even if it's
But-
true, that's a lot of watches.
I understand. By the way, I was looking it up. So one of the most amazing watches when they came out with it was the not to bring back to the chapter for a second, the split second chrono. Now this is before prices of everything went cuckoo.
You
So
mean
this is
FP
the-
Jorn? You mean FP Jorn?
No,
Who are you
Chapek.
Oh, Chapek.
No, Chapek. We're talking
Oh,
about
you
retail.
really
We're talking
went
about
back.
retail. 2001. I went to 2001.
No, I mean to this podcast. You went back to chapter
no,
one.
sorry.
It was
Not
like
2001,
intro,
sorry,
then you started with
2021,
chapter.
Sorry. No, I know, but 2 years ago they came out with the Roger.
You're throwing off the
It was
algorithm.
limited edition.
You're throwing off the algorithm.
77.
Jesus
Hold on.
fucking Christ.
77 pieces. You know what the retail was for a split second in-house chrono, and an integrated bracelet. 46,000 Swiss francs.
That seems like a lot.
That seems like not 46,000 Swiss francs for a split second chrono from an independent.
When? In 2001?
No, 2021.
Oh, 2021.
21, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said 2001. That would
That's
be
what I
like
heard.
I mean,
250
I
grand
heard.
right now.
That's what I heard, yeah.
I corrected myself.
Wow.
But it's okay.
Not clear
But
enough.
what I'm saying is, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, prices now have increased, because everything.
Well, that's
increased.
just the
But,
market.
Like everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those sold out.
Every
I'm
market.
happy for them that they did. Because the equivalent, I mean, again, there's no specific knowledge, but the equivalent, like, Protect Split Second, okay, not steel and it's platinum, whatever, but no bracelet, was at the same time $250,000 retail.
True.
Say that again?
And then the other one's automatic, which is actually, in some ways, makes it more, daily use.
Again, something that somebody can buy normally, available,
So not a Harry Winston.
independent. Harry Winston's not
It is
independent.
Swatch. That is Swatch.
Yeah.
Harry Winston is Swatch.
That's Swatch Group.
Okay.
So
but the Opus
but-
collection is every
But the
independent.
Opus collection was used all independents.
Yeah.
of course,
Right.
of course. I mean, there's a lot of brands like that. But what can you buy?
The F, right? The F part.
MB,
No,
No
the
F?
F part of MB and F. The Friends
Oh.
part.
the friends part.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Like, he's had other watchmakers collaborate with him, or designers.
yeah.
I mean, my favorite piece from Max, arguably, was the Eleni Silverstein.
Oh.
Yes. I know you mentioned that. My favorite,
Yeah,
Max. I love the legacy. So, Max, if you're listening, I'm going to have to tag you on this so you will listen. That's going to be the only way. Love everything they make. 100%.
Yeah.
Favorite
It's
for me
just-
would be probably the pirate. The space pirate.
Oh, well, I know somebody who has the titanium
I
one,
know.
so
I know. We have this
next time,
conversation every time.
no. What I'm saying is, I'll see if next time he's here. 'Cause
Oh,
he's
that'd be
gonna
cool.
in
I would
Florida
love
more
to see that in
often.
person.
I will let, if I know he's coming ahead of time. I will see if he. I was like, hey, my friend of mine wants to see it.
Yeah,
If you want to,
Bring it.
dinner or whatever,
Yeah.
huh?
Then we'll have a. Then we
The
need
only
a
time
Red
I've
Bar
ever seen
event.
I've seen that watch. Okay, I've only seen that watch, two versions of that watch in the wild. My friends, and then a Red Bar event in New York forever ago, like 7-8 years ago. Max came himself
And he was wearing it?
and brought watches, like
Okay.
literally like giant watch rolls, and just like rolled everything out. And they had it's the HM6, the HM6 Space Pirate, but the titanium. Sorry, not the, instead of the titanium version, which weighs nothing, same movement, but platinum and sapphire case, which is heavier, believe it or not, Alex, than the platinum Jordan split second.
Really?
Yeah, it's like that. Because the sapphire.
It's sapphire. Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably sapphire.
And the watch is a large.
It has to be a
watch. Like,
thicker,
not
a thicker version of the sapphire.
Oh,
yeah.
it's very, very thick. It's
Yeah.
super thick sapphire and platinum.
Yeah.
It's super
I,
heavy.
I imagine if you squeeze it, it won't give at all, right? That's the idea. So you could actually wear it and not have.
No. The idea is if you squeeze it, it does give, because that's where babies come from. We've lost Mariano. By the way,
We've totally lost
to the audience.
Mariano.
Now I'm researching a few of the brands,
Well,
but again, we're gonna stick to our favorites.
To answer the question that you were going to ask, but we interrupted you because we went into the squabble. What can you buy? Where can you go into an independent? I'm gonna go back to Moser.
Me too.
yeah,
Agree.
Probably the least expensive monetarily, absolutely.
But it gives you
biggest
the
bang
cachet.
for your buck.
Yeah.
So what can you
It used to
buy?
be Jorn, by the way. Like 5 years ago, it used to be Jorn. Yeah.
Right, but you can't touch a Jorn.
Now, I know
Now.
what I'm saying. It used to be. Like, a chronometer blue, the barrier entry for chronometer blue was like, I think,
That
20
which, by the
when
way,
it was
that
new, or
watch
less, or in
that
the
watch
high
is
teens.
beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
chronometer
I've,
is
I've seen
absolutely
one.
At one point, you couldn't give them away.
Crazy.
At
Yeah.
one point.
100%.
But now it's it's one of those
Yeah.
you have to have 3 pieces before you get offered one type thing. And I guess the numbers are just so low on them.
Yeah, then again, everybody got they realized what it was because it's made of tantalum.
Yeah.
So retail now is 37.4
For that watch?
for that watch is a retail.
If you can get it.
But it wasn't when it was new.
No,
Right.
it was in the teens.
It was it came out 10 years ago. It was in the teens.
Yeah.
Because somebody
Yeah,
has one
10
for
years
sale
ago,
right
a lot
now.
of things were not what it was today.
10 years ago, a lot of
know,
things were in the
I
teens.
know,
Look at
I
John. You still can't drink, though.
Yikes.
Are you both coming to my bar mitzvah? All right.
Oh,
But no, I mean, there's a 2013 Chronometer Blue for sale online for 88.
No way. 88 grand. The watch is gorgeous, but it's not 88 grand.
I'm with you. Well, I mean, it is to somebody.
That's a
Somebody will pay for it.
5711 stupidity all over again.
correct.
What?
And
what's
if somebody's willing to
those
pay it,
prices went down, but they're still high.
Oh, remember what P.T. Barnum said? There's a sucker born every minute.
And
well, as long as somebody keeps paying,
Well, yeah.
this is like, again, I hate to bring up the crown, but as long as people keep paying those stupid prices, secondary, that shit's not going to go away. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, the retail. Okay. Again, not to be, but again, prices for 2 seconds. Retail of a 5811, which obviously is white gold, right? It's a white gold bracelet as well.
On a rubber strap.
No. Nollis.
On bracelet?
So on the bracelet, white gold bracelet, 5811, the new one, the 41 millimeter.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Is 69,790
No.
retail.
No.
Okay, I know you can't buy
Retail.
one, but forget it.
Right.
Right, retail. And let's see what the market wants. I'll go low. Least expensive one I see is 159.
Christ, that's
Dang.
a lot. There's an
I'm
LM1.
with
There's
you.
an LM1 in red gold right now on the MBNF site for 92K Swiss francs.
Okay.
And that watch is so much
Oh, yeah.
better.
Well, yeah, it's a legacy. What do you want?
100%. No question
So-
about it.
Actually, no, getting back to what you said, not just on Moser, but if you like MBNF, you could get one of the Mads. You could
Yeah,
definitely
but
get
that's
one of
not
the
in
Mads.
house.
No, stop. It's not an MBNF. It's
No.
a MAD
Collaboration.
one. No. It's a MAD gallery watch. It's not a MBNF. It's not made like an MBNF. It doesn't have the quality of an MBNF. And they're not selling as an MBNF, which is why it's branded differently. They're not comparable. Don't confuse the audience. They're not comparable.
Are they?
and I've seen
I
them.
would still wear one.
Are they stamped MBNF?
No.
No.
It's
MAD
not
one.
stamped.
Mad one.
Period A. Period D.
It does not say MBNF anywhere.
No.
No.
It says MAD one.
Really?
No. I've had both color rotors on.
I don't know if I feel better about that auction I lost not that long ago.
I love the red one.
Yeah.
I love the rotor on top. I love the whole thing.
I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just saying if you really, it's not the quality of an MBNF, and that's why it's not the same price point as an MBNF.
No, it's
let's
not
be
even
honest.
the same exponential.
Right. So there you go. So that's obviously it's not an MBNF. So that's not an.
All right, so
what
we're
I'm
back to
saying is
Moser. Okay, I retract my previous statement, sir.
No. I just want to make sure that the audience doesn't,
Look, if you're looking at a $15,000 watch, what can you buy for $15,000? And you
That's not
just
a
start
major
analyzing
house.
it
That's
like
not
that.
That's not one of the major houses.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm back at Moser.
We're back to Moser.
I understand.
And,
you are-
and it's not
You win.
settling. It's not settling. Guys, we're saying, oh, we're back to Moser. No, we're not settling. It's a
No,
beautiful
it's not a settle.
piece.
Exactly.
Back to Moser means we can't think of something else. Not that Moser's bad.
Yeah.
That's not.
Hell
That's not
no.
it. As the person who has a hat and a vintage one.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean,
How much is that that FP Jorn? It used to be the Vagabond, but then they rebranded it and they changed it to something else. The one that's the quartz watch that stops moving if you put it down and you pick it up and it sets itself again.
oh yeah, I can't remember what it's called right now. Give me a second, I'll pull it up.
So that one
I can't remember what it's called.
is high teens, low 20s, isn't it?
Right, but you're not talking about an automatic
No. I'm
mechanical
not.
watch.
No, I'm not.
No, I was just thinking of price barrier to entry, not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elegante.
I understand where he's going. Elegante. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, but we're talking about Moser that's constructed like
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with
Yeah.
you. We're not, but at the same time, we're talking about entry level to the name, to the
Yeah.
brand.
Are there any prices on here? No. I'm looking at the website to see if they have any prices.
Okay, so
For
I
retail.
remember being offered an Elegante, and it was I want to say low 20s.
Does you know what they're going for now?
Am I going to kick myself for not having one?
Like 42, 44. I'm looking.
Oh my
Really?
lord!
For a quartz watch?
Dude,
I
you
will
should have
send
bought
you
one.
links.
I should have.
I will send you links.
I should
Yeah,
have.
but hindsight, guys. If,
Yeah,
if
I know,
if
but-
everybody had the crystal ball,
We
If we had a crystal ball, I would have been buying every freaking Daytona that I could have in the '90s for crap.
You know, every time we bring up one of the big houses, we're going to have to take a
bought
shot.
a 321 pre-moon Speedy for $100.
I'm ready.
That's 2
in
shots.
the year 2000.
That's 2 right there.
That's 2 for me.
Yeah.
For what?
What? You missed it.
Oh,
That was my screw up.
Mariano and I are taking shots every time we mention one of the big houses because we've been falling into this way too much.
It's hard not to talk about these guys.
It is. It really
Because they're
is.
everywhere.
Yeah, it really. Well, marketing does a good job, and that's
Yeah,
why they're
well,
the big houses.
You know, this
You
is
know?
why
Do you have
they're
any
where
idea
they're
how?
at.
Do you have any idea how many Cartier ads I passed through on a day driving? Not to, let alone talking about Rolex when anything sports related comes up.
Yep.
And in 2 years, is it 2 years that the Olympics comes around again? Forget it. It's Omega blasted everywhere.
Yep.
That's why they're the big houses. But
As they
Moving back
should.
to Moser, you know what's a very nice Moser watch? In other words, like it's
Good segue.
For being an independent, it doesn't look like your standardized watch.
Mm.
Okay, is the Endeavor, the Flying Hours,
Yeah.
which is like
Very
a
cool
type of
piece.
jump
Yeah.
hour.
Okay.
Yeah, very cool watch. It's got like an interesting loom, so like the loom on it, like it actually like looms very interestingly. Automatic. You know, and it's actually like it's a very wearable everyday watch because it has a balanced bridge, so it's more shockproof than like you might get from some of the other independents.
Okay. Well, actually,
So,
this would
I'm just
probably
saying,
be
it's
a good
35K, I
segue
got
for
it,
our
but I'm
next
saying-
week. If you want to do next week, we could do micro brands. Because now if we do micro brands, we could do a lot of micro bands. Brands. There's another
Brands.
There's a second R. Jesus Christ. You know what? From now on, we're doing this. We're doing this shit sober, guys.
I am so.
I think it's more fun this way.
It is micro brands that are more obtainable than just the independence that we're talking about here. These
that requires research.
it does require research, but these brands, and there's so many of them that we're
Invicta?
not.
All right,
Oh my lord!
I'm muting you.
I had to answer
I
with
am
Joe.
muting you for the rest of this. That's
We
it.
are
You're done.
looking
You're
for a
done.
new co-host
That's
for the
it.
Watch
You're done.
Aficionado
That's it.
podcast.
We did.
If somebody
Yeah.
out there,
We need a new
I don't give a
horologist.
shit if you don't know anything about watches.
Yeah, we'll teach you.
You know, we're gonna recruit Barry Garafola, dude. If you're listening, which I know you're gonna be on a podcast.
I'm just taking Mariano's thing because I saw he sent pictures of a couple of Invictus that came into his shop.
Oh
So I'm
my
just taking your
lord!
lead.
That
Hey,
was
they were
sexy.
reserves. They were reserves.
The yellow
Sexy
one
as
the
hell.
reserve,
Yeah.
the reserve was the yellow. Not just the Victor Reserve.
Yeah.
You know, aged in a special keg. You know.
There you go.
Wow,
That's God,
unreal.
you guys are fucked up.
Yeah.
I love you guys. You guys are all fucked up.
Well, you know, we can't
what are you gonna
be always straight as an arrow.
That's true. Where's the spice in life if that's
Or
true?
back to sexuality again.
That's right. We're spicy.
What? Nobody brought up
Hey.
sexuality, John.
Meatballs?
It could
Meatballs.
mean something else other than sexuality. Listen, I'm sorry. From now on, if I make you happy, we'll write our pronouns on the description.
Hold on,
box.
one second. No. Seriously though, Louis Rod. Would you consider that micro brand, or would you consider that?
I'm sorry. I'm still
independent?
stuck the fact that you said Rod after talking about sexuality.
But I went back to watches.
He's back to
The brand,
watches.
The guy's name.
I don't know that brand.
All right.
Wow,
well,
crickets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
To
well,
all our
I'm just
listeners,
wondering,
we
'cause
are
that-
still
'cause
here.
then that might be a lower barrier of entry. That's all.
Okay, but that's moving on, I guess. The point I guess I was trying to make was these watches, independence, I mean, they are mostly for when you've already, gone down deep down this rabbit hole that is watch collecting. And you've already have a couple pieces from the big houses, and you want to step out and you want to venture out. And I think this is where those independents really come in, because you're able to, if you become a movement whore, man, independents got you. If you like finishing, same. If you like funky dials, if you like really detailed work, somebody that is still doing this for the love of watchmaking, independents all day long.
Yeah, they're not regulated by anybody. They're not being watched by anybody. They don't have to answer to anybody.
Exactly.
So
and the stuff that they come out with is absolutely beautiful.
Free reign to create and execute. Yeah. It's one thing to create something, but if you can't execute that, again, going back to Moser, those Fume dials,
gorgeous,
are fucking smoking.
Gorgeous. That's a good pun.
Unbelievable.
That's a good pun. That's a good pun.
They're fucking smoking.
That's a good pun. I'll give you that one. That was good. That was good. I'm with you.
I always come up with something, pull that.
All right, so if you guys had to choose, would you go to the freaky exotics, like that alien thing from Urwork, which is really fucking cool, man? Yeah. The T-Rex one? You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Or would you go to something classical, like
Richard Mill? No, just kidding.
Richard Mill.
Wow.
Well, it wasn't mentioned that it is an independent.
Well, there's an independent for you right there.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it as a joke.
Or would
we didn't mention him because he's too big.
Yeah, no. See,
Richard but he Mill, is independent.
Yeah, Richard Mill's already into that. That other.
Yeah. Yes,
like independent, but in the spotlight.
Like the Bethune thing. Would you go which side of the 2-for-1 would you go for?
If you have a Richard Mill on, somebody will try to cut off your hand. That's the level.
But the only reason your hand is going to be cut off is because he is that well recognized.
Correct.
I agree.
As much as I love the innovation that he has come up with, the fact that he's able to suspend a tourbillon on a steel cable, and that's how it floats, and that's how that's amazing that they could come up with that.
Well, it's not really him; it's Renaud and Papi, but whatever.
Did I not say they? Richard Mill, as in the royal we. I thought I said they.
Okay.
The fact that they, see, I use their pronoun.
Can come up with something like that.
Can come up with that is absolutely amazing. It's gorgeous.
And actually make it work.
Yes. And sustainable.
It's crazy.
It's absolutely crazy. The fact that you could wear this while driving an F1 car at 200 miles an hour, and it doesn't lose time, or play tennis at a pro level, not like us, or golf.
No.
Or golf. Think of Bob. Think of Bubba Watson swinging. It's nowhere near our swing speed, or Nadal, his swing nowhere near what we're going to be able to. Obviously, there's a lot more forced upon those. It's incredible that they can do that. However, they've fallen into something that Rolex used to be. There it is. Oh, take a shot.
Yeah, take a shot.
They've fallen to where it's that name. The Richard Mill is stupid amounts of money. If you buy an RM, it's because you want to know everybody. You want everybody to know you have an RM.
Yep.
Sorry. And that
it's true.
It's sad, but it loses.
But there's
something.
Other brands like that too.
There are. No, there absolutely are. But there's a reason why brands come out with gem-studded designs and whatnot and all this stuff. I'm with you, but it's gone to one of those things that if you go to anywhere here in Miami, any like high-profile event, not a watch event,
a fashion event at the
time. A fashion event, yes. You're going to see an RM. You're going to, hands down. Why? Because, Or more than one. Why? Because it's the thing to wear. I want to be very clear. Yeah. I'm not taking away from RM as a watchmaker. They are great watches. They're not personally for me. Not personally for me. However, people are buying them for the wrong reasons, and they've become that popular for the wrong reason.
Of
Well,
course,
same thing
you
with-
want to
hold on.
flex.
Yeah, that's the
You're
word I was
gonna-
looking for.
Alex, no, but Alex is 100% correct because we were talking about the other day after dinner, and we were walking. It was a design district, speaking of Miami and blah blah blah. And yeah, I told him, I was like, I walked by and there was like 3 Colemans, like one after the other.
Yeah,
And people buying that car completely for the wrong reasons. Because it's actually a really 4-wheel drive SUV. It's actually a real SUV because the way it's designed, it's a truck on frame, and you can actually go off roading. Nobody's going off roading in a Rolls Royce.
No.
It's not going to
No.
happen.
I mean, you can, but you must have 3 more.
well, it's the
No.
Parked in the garage.
That particular one will actually be able to handle it much better than, say, like, you know,
but
a
people are
Lamborghini
buying it for the
Urus or-
status symbol. That's what they're
For the
buying.
status
Correct.
symbol and just
So
have
and
a
that's
Rolls Royce,
and I
you
think
know.
that's what
Right.
we're trying to get to our listeners who have, if you're still following this insanity of a podcast that we've had going on today, if you've been able to follow along, what we're trying to get to is that with independence, you don't have that quote unquote sellout. You still have independent watchmakers that are making this. They are making some crazy shit. They're making some beautiful, elegant stuff, but they're making it because they can.
Yep.
That's it. Because
And,
they
and nobody's
can.
restricting them
Exactly.
on
That's I
manufacturing.
guess that's what the
or-
last 8 minutes of this ramble has been about. Because
Yep.
they can.
because they can,
Yeah.
and they do it.
And they do. And it's
And that's it.
it's gorgeous.
And it makes them unique.
It does. It does.
I mean,
Look at that.
absolutely.
Look at that hinge system from the Bethune for their cases.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
I
or
agree.
every single watch Grubel or MB&F makes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
None of them look like a normal standard,
no,
you know,
no.
Calatrava.
No.
I mean,
And then
say,
if you
know,
want to,
or
if you,
Submariner,
yeah,
or
or if you want to talk, if you want to mention the Lord Almighty, Mr. Dufour, the level of movement of detail in that he goes into those mechanisms. Sorry, that to me is the top.
no,
Yeah.
I know, but I wanted to mention 2 brands you can still buy. 'Cause
Oh
the-
yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, you're not getting it, you know.
No.
So you know,
Whether it's attainable or
the book is
not.
closed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right. Whether it's attainable or not.
Right. Was it attainable or not? Yeah, I'm just
But
saying.
that's
I
the
also
idea.
wanted
If you're looking into that, guys, look into FP Journe, look into MB&F, look into Urwerk, look into Moser, look into all these, look into Debethune, look at all these watch brands. Look at what's that French one? The V. It starts with a V. We were mentioning it earlier. They're slightly classier. Look at these independent brands. Don't just buy a Cartier because
Oh,
you
we
want
didn't
some,
mention Voutlainen, but Voutlainen starts with
Yeah.
a V. So Kari Voutlainen
Yeah.
is another one.
but
Romain Gauthier.
yeah. Oh, Romain Gauthier. We didn't talk about that.
I did. I mentioned in passing.
Oh,
but yeah.
but
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
look at these brands. Don't look.
Yeah, Romain. I
As-
can't remember the name of the model.
As a
Romain's
Rolex
got model where
fanboy,
you don't
Rolex
wind-
fanboy, I have to turn the page when it comes to this.
But-
This is a
but
completely
Romain's got a
different.
model. Romain's got a model where you don't wind it using a crown. You push a button and it moves a bicycle chain. Essentially, it looks like a bicycle, micro, and it moves it, and that's how you wind the watch.
That's
It's a bicycle chain with rubies inside with rubies. No, but it's all part of the mechanism.
Isn't that like a
Show
constant
off.
escape, constant force escape, or something like that?
I can't remember what the. Give me a
Well,
second.
that's like the or work that you pull out and you crank it
Yeah,
to wind it. I mean, like
Yeah.
Well,
crazy shit.
That has an electrical mechanical part to it.
Yes.
That's the EMC squared. Yeah, but this is different. This is all mechanical.
it's absolutely gorgeous. And yes, will you get your
And it's an
money
amazing
back?
watch.
Will you ever get your money back? No, because if you buy them at
Well,
retail, chances are going to
the
lower.
Jorn.
Yeah.
The
Well,
Jorn
no,
that
no,
you
not,
bought
not
10
no.
years
Let's
ago.
no. Let's be serious.
Not
let's
all.
No, let's talk about.
No,
Let's talk
I
about
know,
what.
that's
Let's talk
different.
about if you're collecting. You're looking at your first piece. We've already established you're going to go into an H Moser. So you're going to go into a Moser. If you buy it, you're going to call the watch collector over here. You're going to call my friend. You're going to say, Mariano, I want a Moser. Get me a Moser. You're going to pay $20K. Let's be honest. For a good representation of a watch, you're going to pay high teens to a 20, right? Right, Mariano? That's what
right.
we're about?
Right. Let's just say 20.
Let's say 20. But you have, first of all, you've established a relationship with an independent watch maker. You've purchased a watch that you are collecting as an enthusiast. That's kind of like why you buy a Ulysse Nardin and not buy yet another Cartier. because you're
Right.
what are you, some type of enthusiast, like that text that you sent the other day, John? But that's why you buy these pieces.
Right. You're going to buy a freak, a UN freak,
Yeah.
because you're plain Jane?
No.
It's
No.
fucking cool.
No. It is. But
It's-
if you're buying a freak, you've gone through the gamut. So you have your Speedy, you have your Seamaster, you
Yes.
have your sub. You should
Now
never
you
buy
want
a
something
Hublot.
different.
You probably have a JLC. you probably have you probably even have Tudor. You may have thought of a big Pilot or something like that. But you know what? Shit. Ulysse Nardon. Freak. Holy fuck. The forged carbon. If you could afford it, I think it was like 40 something or something like that. But you didn't have to go there. You could go into the entry level ones that are in the 20s.
Right.
And you have
Sexy
an
watch.
enthusiast watch.
Yep.
A
You show
talking
up to an
piece
event wearing
watch.
a freak,
Yeah.
you're going to get a lot of attention.
Because
Right.
it's a watch nerd's watch.
Yeah.
Kind of to butcher JLC's slogan.
Look, I have and I wear a Meistersinger frequently
There you go.
and single-handed, and I can't tell you how many times people come up to me and they look at my watch, like, how do you tell time on that? There's only one hand. Exactly. And they're
That's how
looking at it.
But that's what all the original watches were, because they were not obviously that one's precise, but the original watches were so imprecise that they only had an hour hand.
Correct.
Look
Get
who
it.
came back
But
to the conversation.
on something like that, and somebody's,
But you were
they want
ranting.
to see, how does it work? What is it?
I was
What is it?
ranting.
Yeah, exactly.
I was ranting.
Now,
Okay,
now
let me
just
put
get
away
the
my little
feedback.
soapbox. Let me put away my soapbox.
Anyways, it's called the logical one, by the way. So before the Romain Gautier
Oh,
is the
me?
logical
Nobody
one.
has ever called me the logical one.
The Romain Gautier, the one with the Fusi and chain, but it's a logical one, and they still sell it, and it's great. No idea how much it costs.
Well,
I'm in.
I think we've covered quite a bit on the independents. I think we've established to our listeners, go buy an independent. And by now, you know what we're talking about when I
Yeah.
say go buy an independent. And if you need some help and you have questions, reach out to any of us. We'll be glad to answer any of your questions regarding
Yeah.
the independents.
Unless it's a stupid question, then I'd laugh first, and then I'll help you out. I'll still help you.
If you send it to me, I'll send it to John.
John will then send you a bill.
We have a friend. We have a mutual friend that did that.
That's funny.
So it's all good. John knows who I'm talking about. But anyway,
Yeah.
episode 10. Awesome. Thank you for joining and listening. Listen to episodes 1 through 9 first, unless you just want to skip to this one and listen to 10. But it's been fun. And hope for some more.
Oh, definitely some more. Now we have the micro
Yeah.
brands we have to talk about, and there's a
Hell
lot of
yeah.
stuff coming up.
There's a lot of stuff coming up. So in 2 weeks, we're going to record number 11, which will be the micro brand. So stay tuned for that one. And until then, take care, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.